morning. Good morning. I hope your morning is going well. I know when people see this, going to be like, Lou, you're alive. I am because this is sort of like a Lulu ramble in skincare because I have something on my mind. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do some skincare. I got something new. I have something new. I gotta start using this. This is Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Glow Serum. I need to start using this because this is actually I got this from Influencer for free, and I'm using this, trying it out, and I have not used it yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop using my Holy Grail, Elizavecca hyaluronic acid, for this to see if it works. How is it on my skin? Hey girl, hi, hey. So I'm doing some skincare, and I'm about to say some unpopular opinions about gender. Okay, so let me go into my unpopular opinion about gender. I, one of the things that irritates me is this new thing that gender is a societal construct. Hi, Ms. V. Okay, as I shake in my chair, that is a lie. Okay, so let me get it out the way I need to say it. Okay, so let me tell you why I think that's a lie. Okay, so let me tell you why this is a lie. Because physically, there are two genders. Now, someone that is born a man cannot have a menstrual cycle, cannot be impregnated, cannot have a child, give childbearing birth. It's a physical impossibility. T T T. Conversely, I don't have a penis. I cannot impregnate somebody. I don't have sperm. We cannot do these things on our own. Um, so let me tell you why I think this is occurring and why it needs to, why I don't agree with it. Okay. It's not that gender. Hi, Rachel. It's not that gender shouldn't exist and it's a societal thing. Gender, the way it is approached, and the beliefs about gender have to change. See, I'm okay with being a woman and saying I'm female and I'm feminine. The problem is, see, and I think people who are saying this shit need to read and look into history, ancient history. Right, right, okay. Ooh, okay, but here's the thing about it. I think that the reason why we're talking about it, no, because see, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. If you see animals, there are females and there are male animals. Yes, there are some things that blur the lines, that are androgynous and things like that. But here's the issue is that the issue is not females and males, it is the perception of females and males in our society, which says that females are weak, men are strong. That's the issue. It's not about being a man, woman, or a man. It's about our perception of women and men. It's the perception of us. Now, if you look at, and in our societies, women are considered weak, and we are always, and everything about being a woman is considered the weaker sex. See, that's the issue, the weaker sex. It's not about the fact that we're women and they're men. It's about the perception and the disrespect of what women bring to the table. That's the issue. See, before there, if you read up on ancient societies and ancient cultures, most of them understood that we are equal yet separate, and and acknowledge the strengths that were coming from the men and the women. Now, of course, and many of them then and accepted the androgynous and things like that. See, none this isn't about who we are. It's about right, right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm okay with who I am. I'm not calling myself a cis woman. I'm not doing none of that shit. Okay? But I honestly think that part of this is a way to create equality, right? I'm not even going to say we are mentally strong. We're just stronger. We have different strengths, and put together we are freaking awesome. Like, for instance, look at my president, because this one who's in office ain't my president, and the first lady, because that other chick ain't my first lady. They are a dynamic duo. And let me say this from personal, I met them before he became who he is. I met our president, my president, when he was first running for office here in Chicago. I used to do a little program with the Urban League on cable, on, the free cable. And I met them because they were talking to all the candidates that were running in that district. And I met them then. And I talked to him, I talked to my president and the first lady before they were anybody in politics. And when I sat there and talked to them just one on one, and we were just kind of chilling, I told them at the time, I said, I can't vote for you because I'm not in your district. But when you run for something that I can vote for, I am down. I am there. And that was what I said, and that was the promise I made to them before he became that. But see, they respect each other's what they bring to the table. They respect each other. And guess what? Michelle Obama is a woman. She ain't running around saying she ain't a woman or anything. No, we are different. We are men and women have different strengths, and that is how we survive. So the issue is not that there are men and women and that there are genders. It's the way we perceive each gender. And the issue is now, so in order to feel like, and so I think this is a whole thing in reference to, well, in order to be equal, we shouldn't have these genders. Their genders is a social construct, whatever, whatever. You know, no, no, that is not the truth of it. The truth is, we as a society, as a world, right. Yeah, right, right, exactly. Things have changed. So much has changed. But I'm also saying that there's this whole thing, and that says that if you're a woman, you're weaker. No, yes, we are weaker physically. No, I cannot pick up like a man. I be struggling. You know what I'm saying? And it's very obvious because I be struggling with some shit. Brandon come down, he just pick it up like, okay, whatever. And Brandon ain't even a big guy, but physically he is stronger than me. I have no problem with that. I absolutely have no problem with that. And men have other things that they bring to the table. And instead of saying, "Oh, there's no such thing as gender," we need to celebrate each other and who we are. So even because, see, as far as I'm concerned, this whole genderless agenda takes away from who I am as a woman. See, it don't take away from men. It takes away from me as a woman, because it says that I shouldn't be proud of that I'm the fact that I'm a woman. It says that I shouldn't, the things that I like, I shouldn't be proud of or okay with because they're considered feminine. That is the most ridiculous and hurtful space we're in right now. See, it's like, okay, so since people treat us like, well, since since there's this whole thing about women aren't as good as men, we're just gonna say it, there shouldn't be any gender. No, women, we should make, we should say, should elevate and make people and make the other gender understand we are just as powerful and just as strong as you are. We should be banding together and showing who we are as women and what makes us just as powerful, even though it's on a different level. See, the thing is that we are our societies are so male dominated and driven that the things that we bring to the table are seen as weak, but are necessary. Are necessary. The the male, and this isn't anything against it, but look at it. Males that have, they have testosterone, they tend to be more aggressive, right? It is what it is. It's nothing against them, it is what it is. Okay. And we as women naturally are nurturing. And why is that? Because we carry life within us. You know, all of that, that whole non-gender for the children, the whole, I don't care what you label yourself, I honestly don't, but this whole thing about this non-gender is ridiculous. And and it and it negates who we are as women, because what it says is, in order to be equal to you all, we can't have genders, right? Yes, and then that whole toxic masculinity thing. Any, come on now. I mean, now I'm going to say this. When it comes down to it, there are many things that have become toxic. For real, for real. But to say almost everything that's masculine is toxic masculinity is insane. What has become toxic, um, what has become toxic is the imbalance. See, the imbalance is too toxic, it's too toxic. What I say about gender and children, if you see your child is leaning toward the other gender than what they physically look like, you need to be able to embrace it and accept it, because that's your child. And be, I always say, like Dwayne Wade and Zion, he's a public figure that is the poster child for acceptance of your child and who they really are. I'm not saying it because, listen, I done seen too many kids and been like, yep, that little girl, that ain't, she gonna be like this. That little boy, he gonna be like that. You can, but it's not about the fact that they can't be who they are. It's about accepting who they are. And there's no reason that people can't accept each other just the way they are, and accept each other for who they are, accept their strengths, accept that this is okay. But to say there's non-gender, no, what it said, no, what you should do is be open to your child's gender when they express it naturally. That's what needs to be understood. It's not about saying that you got to raise your child non-genderless, but if your little girl wants to play with, race cars and shit, don't take that away from her. You know, right? The baby or child, but here's the funny thing, baby or child, they do kind of decide. So are you willing to accept their decision? Because they kind of decide early on. I promised myself that I wasn't gonna force baby dolls on Bianca. I wouldn't. When she was a baby, she had, stuffed animals and stuff, but I never gave her a doll until she asked for it. Now, Bianca only had boy cousins. her baby, where she stayed at, her babysitter was only boys around. It wasn't like she was seeing all these dolls around her and wanted a doll. But when Bianca was less than 2 years old, Bianca said, I want a baby doll. So I got the girl a baby doll. She saw it. She's like, I want baby. We were in the store. She saw it, said she wanted it. I gave it to her. Why? Because that was her decision. But see, the thing is that, right, exactly. Here's the thing, you can blur those lines. Listen, I was a tomboy growing up. I used to jump ditches, I was out there fighting, I was doing all that. But then there was a time that I evolved into this girly girl, and I never looked back, and it was who I was. And it's okay. It's about just being who you are and people accepting you who you are and embracing who you are. But this non-gender is ridiculous, because like I said, by saying this non-gender, which is unrealistic, is negating the strengths and the things that each gender brings to the table and how they complement each other. Oh, this stuff feels kind of good, y'all. This might be kind of good. We're gonna see. So we're gonna see. Okay, so that's that one. Let me put on my next eye cream. This one I've been using, this Glam Go Bright Eyes. I'm trying to get my shit good bright. Plus I had like two of these, so I was doing it. So I know that's an unpopular. See, that's what I'm saying. Like Dwayne Wade, Zion had a different name. I forget what her name was then, and that's what her name was. And then she came and told him, and he accepted it and allowed her to be who she is. And I respect him for that, especially considering he's a man who's in the public eye, who made his money in athletics, a very masculine sport, to say this is my child and I accept who she is. And said he could see the differences before then. And when he had, because trust me, I done seen too many kids, we've been like, yeah, we know. And it's okay. See, that it's not about not having genders, or it's about accepting the spectrum. Because like I always say, relationships are a spectrum, sexuality is a spectrum, gender identity is a spectrum. Now don't get me wrong, there are women, but they do identify as men because that is what's inside of them, that is what they feel, and that's okay. So their gender identity is here. This isn't about gender, but gender identity. And it's about the fact that some people do blur those lines, and it's okay. But understand that gender as a construct is what it is. And we must be willing to accept the strengths. Because see, when I hear women make those statements, it saddens me, because it tells me that you are afraid or don't understand your power as a woman. You don't understand that the things that you have that inherently are part of you are okay and strong. You know what I'm saying? You know, see, I was about that time too, Miss V. I was a tomboy till I was about 12. And then, you know, and that's what I'm saying, is that by saying that, we take away from what we are and what we bring to the table. Because then we say, see, let me tell you something, and I tell anybody I'm sexist as fuck, but I expect a man to provide. It is what it is. I think men should be providers. I grew up with a provider. My brother's a provider. My brother-in-law is a provider. That's what men do. Can men be nurturing and loving to their children? Absolutely. But they're nurturing and loving in a different way. And we need to stop negating the ways of men in order to say, and the ways of women, to become this non-binary, genderless society. There is certain things that men do well, and the thing that we must stop doing, and this is not from us, is we must stop acting like men can't have feelings. See, that's the issue on that side. We act like men can't have feelings, and when they do, oh my God, men get hurt, men and on the flip side, hi Helen, we as women help to support those men in those moments because we are more just by mere virtue of how our brains work, we are more emotionally we're more emotionally adept, and we are also been allowed to be more emotional, so we know how to ride our emotions so much better. And that is the issue that we have. There's been such an imbalance in how we think and what we created, because see, by saying those things are weak, by saying that we are the weaker sex, then those things for men have been said, you can't act like that because then that makes you part of the weaker sex. No, it doesn't. It just means that we both have masculine and feminine traits. It just means that we as women have more on this side, men on this side have more on that side. So by trying, and I think that's their way of negating this whole thing and saying it's okay to be you when it's always should have been okay to be you. But like Tara said, my issue with this is now to say that I'm feminine and to say that I'm a woman and I'm feminine is now being attacked again. And the attack is being said that, oh, you shouldn't feel like that because there's no such thing as gender. Why? Why? Because you need that to walk through this earth. You need it to feel like you are equal and everybody's equal, then that works for you. But I don't need that to feel equal to a man. I know I'm equal to a man. I know the way I think, what I bring to the table might not be physically, I might not go out there. I ain't gonna go out there and pick up no damn tree, help pick up some wood or anything like that. I'm probably not gonna do that. But you bring that wood in, and we make some heat with that wood. I can cook you a goddamn dinner. Not to say the man can't cook. I'm just saying. I know who I am in this. I know who I am. I know who I am. And we should be okay with saying that. Once again, let me put my eye because I got to go soon. I'm sorry. So anyway, I don't mean to be preaching, but that's an opinion that annoys me. When I hear that, it just takes me there. I be like, so saying that I'm feminine, saying I like supposedly girly things, is no good now. Okay. So me in this robe, I'm too feminine, probably. This is you just leaning on that side. The fuck. And I think I feel like this primarily because I come from a family, and let me just be real. So much. I come from a family that's very accepting of everybody. Just always have been that way. So, if somebody in my family was like, hey, my name is Peter, but I don't think this is me, and I'm gonna be calling myself Paula now. We just been like, oh, okay, you Paula. That's like for instance, recently, one of my younger cousins decided to come out and do her coming out story, right? And does this whole video and has, music and everything about her coming out story and showing her with her girlfriend. I saw that and I was like, what? Hear me out. The reason why I said that was like, what the fuck's she doing? This is our family. Saying you're gay in my family or lesbian or whatever is like, saying, hey, hey, I drank some coffee today. No one cares. As a matter of fact, her mother is lesbian. So when she came out with this, I was like, who's she doing this for? Because don't nobody get it. Ain't like, it isn't like our family would be scandalized and would treat her so, so terribly because she's now with women. Nobody cares. We are very fluid when it comes to that stuff. I've got cousins who've been with women, with men, but both, whatever. So it was like, I think everything, so much of this is for show, because like that was for show. It was like, who are you coming out to? Because nobody in the family give a fuck. You say, oh, I'm gay, I'm lesbian. We'll be like, oh, okay, how the kids? That's how we roll. Don't nobody care. Bring your girlfriend. Okay, hey girl, how you doing? Bring your boyfriend. Hey, how you doing? You decide that you are no longer the gender that we thought you were. We're gonna be like, okay, what we calling you now? That's the way my family rolls. We and I come from very old people. I don't come from a young family. It's been going on. We've been like this forever. This ain't something new to me. This ain't the 2000 family. This is what I grew up with, the 60s and 70s family. So for me, it's like, whatever. Yeah, okay. So, but because I have read up on things and I got really like deep into like Samaria, Egypt, and really reading up on those cultures pre Christianity, pre Judaism, pre Islam, and really reading about them and the polytheistic, cultures and things like that. I get it. I understood it. The gods and goddesses were about certain aspects of who you were. And you identify with that person because this is who you were. So if you were very, peaceful, peaceful, and like, say, for instance, if you were very home, if you were very much about home and everything, and about your home and nurturing and everything. In Egypt, your goddess would be Isis. Why? Because that's who you are. Because you are peaceful. You're a peaceful goddess. I go into goddesses. I'll be going to goddesses soon in my members. But that's a peaceful goddess. Whereas if you're fiery, and you're very, you would be with Sekhmet. You would be with the cult. You would worship that, and not say that you don't worship everyone, but that would be the goddess you identify with because of your personality and the things that you identify with. On the other hand, if you are very sexual, and sexuality was not frowned upon. Let me just say that in ancient cultures, sexuality was not frowned upon. If you are a very sexual person, very, very sensual person, you would then identify with certain gods and goddesses, Hathor, Bast in the Egyptian culture. And for y'all to know, Bast was a goddess of bisexuality. People who were bisexual, who were homosexual, they identify with Bast, and there were celebrations and days for Bast. So I'm just saying that. And if you look at things from Egyptian culture, androgyny was there. There were, what I'm saying, that because they understood that there is a male and female construct, but there's a fluidity within it, and there's strength on every side. And so that's the difference. They saw the strengths of each other and celebrated them and accepted them. They really did. All right, so my next serum is my Soul Suticals Day Glow Serum, which is a vitamin C serum for the day. And it honestly helps with brightening skin, helps with getting, just giving you a little brighter vibe, and with not fine lines, but more so with age spots and stuff. It does help with those. But this is a K-Beauty. This is supposedly just as good as SkinCeuticals, which is usually like, you pick that up at Medi Spas and stuff. They sell a lot of that. And it's really expensive and everything. And yeah, the Koreans got a version of it because they got a version. Because most of our stuff is coming from, a lot of our skincare now anyway is based on things that are coming from Korea and Japan anyway. It's just that, like we're just getting into them and then we jack up the price. So once they hit America and these American companies start using the products or trying to do things, products like that, they jack up the price. Okay? So go on and get it from the K-beauty people. Even though they are annoying and everything. So we're going to let that sit on. So I'm sorry I just went on and on and on. Feel free to, So what y'all thoughts on that while I'm doing? Oh, my skin is looking kind of good though, y'all. Look at my skin. Look at my skin. Okay. Hunty, this is what you have to do to keep the skin right when you 50-something years old. You guys to keep the skin right, and I have not had anything done to it. Other than these brows. So today is fine. Oh my God. Speaking of things, let me tell y'all how stupid my school is. Y'all want another your job is so stupid story this morning? Just let me know, because I got a really funny, stupid ass story. Goodness. Hey, Helen, good morning. I didn't even see that. Let me know if y'all want to hear the stupid, funny ass story about my school. They're the goofiest people around. I'm trying to decide which moisturizer I want to use this morning. I am going to film in a little bit. Maybe I'll go. Okay, so let me tell y'all the stupidity that my school did. So yesterday is Monday, right? So I'm checking my emails, and I see this email from my principal talking about, because this is the end of the semester. We're doing finals this week. And it was like, some, just said, whatever. One of those, hey, need to get in touch with you, So she had on this bottom, she had this little schedule of things, dates we need to know. So yesterday, I see this thing that says family cooking night for yesterday. And it says staff, something, kids, students, what it says everybody. And I'm still looking at, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I don't know what that is. Okay, whatever. So, cause, I go on my day, and after school, I was having after school hours with my students. And one of my students was like, Miss C, what is family cooking night? I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, go look on your stream. Like the people who are over culture and climate, around 2:20, now school is over 2:30, posted this flyer about family cooking night. And it was tonight, like yesterday. So they posted it about 2-something. And it said, it was talking about at 5 p.m. And then it had all the ingredients and what they were going to be cooking. I swear to y'all, nobody had heard of this. Nobody. So I don't know if it was just, what? So then they posted this at 2-something in the afternoon. First off, what parent, first off, it's 5 p.m. And not everybody's working from home. So if you want to do something like that, like for instance, when I used to give classes, I never did a 5 p.m. class because it's not going to get that many people. You might get a few, but really you start a class at 6:30, just because of the fact that some people do have to come home from work. Now, true enough, a lot of people are working from home, so you might be able to get away with 5:30. But if you're talking about doing something like a cooking night, shouldn't you tell people in advance so if they want to do it, they can go get the ingredients and not 2.5 hours before the time it's supposed to start? I've been saying this. I said, see, everybody thinks they can do everything. when you're doing stuff like that, that's an event. You need to plan that in advance. Y'all need to have been thinking about events and which things that you could do and putting that on the calendar in advance. And then letting people know. Like for instance, they didn't even have to let it be known super early. They could have told us Thursday or Friday. They could have sent out a mass email maybe Thursday or Friday and let people know about this. But you want to give an event, like you want to do some kind of let's get together and hang out or Zoom in it, and you gonna tell people the day of? Just like, and I know they don't think everybody forgot. They were gonna try to do some type of virtual homecoming. That never happened. And I think that would have been cool. You know what I'm saying? They could have done a virtual homecoming. They could have gotten a DJ and then like had let everybody put on their outfits, gave them a date. Cause people would have gone out and done that. And then they could have had like a whole little show off your outfit moment. And then, and took pictures and then did like okay, best outfits, looking whatever. However, and whatever they did it, them kids would have bought into it because they need something to do with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So if they had said, listen, we're gonna have it this day, we're gonna have this DJ on here, it would have been fine. That, and then do stuff and then put in some things that they could do, give them some things that's gonna happen during it, even do something like I'm trying to figure out why we don't have virtual clubs. At this point, we need to have virtual clubs for these kids so that they can connect with each other outside of school. And we could just help them have some socialization outside of school. But I'm not in leadership and they don't want to hear nothing like that. And I ain't gonna tell them because I ain't gonna try to make me spearhead that shit. Because as a teacher, I got more than enough on my plate. Y'all in leadership, y'all in meetings all the time, meet up and figure out some shit. Because I'm so tired of them coming to us like, oh, really? Okay. So let's put on some. I think I'm going to use this one. Peter Thomas Roth. This is the Mega Rich Intensive Anti-Aging Cream. It has peptides, neuropeptides, collagen, lactic and malic acids, vitamin A, C, and E, provitamin B5, extracts of green tea, white tea, echinacea, and grapeseed. The reason why I have this big old thing of it is because during Christmas time, Peter Thomas Roth was doing these really good deals. And so they sold this big old tub of it for $24. So I had to buy it. I had to get it just to try. Because $24 to try out a good moisturizer. And this is like 100 mils, 3.4 ounces. So this is like double the size of the usual moisturizer. So I was like, I'll have a five if I like it. This could be, I could probably have this almost to the time for when they have another sale. Because, I don't use everything all the time. I switch up a little bit. I do switch up my skincare, especially because this is definitely because it's very thick. This is definitely a wintertime moisturizer. Yeah, it really has been hard for people to figure these things out. But I think that we need to stop, saying these kids can't figure it out because they are smarter and more technology than we were. I got to be honest. The pandemic now is okay. I can't imagine having been living in a pandemic like this when I was a kid. Oh my God. Now, for real, the world would have been shut down. Back in the 70s, if they had told us y'all can't leave your houses, you need to stay in your houses, what was folks gonna do? Watch them same shows over and over again. Which I did anyway. Pushing this in my skin. Yeah, yeah, it's the teachers. It's the teachers. And the thing about it is, it's about change. Just in general, people cannot handle change. And this has been a huge stop and change. Most people fight change anyway, and that's why we have the anti-maskers. That's why all this is also happening a lot, because of people can't handle change. It's just a simple fact. And so we're giving this hard stop, and then say, okay, now you got to turn around and do it like this. So we here, and then you stop us, and then you say, okay, but now this got to, from this point forward, you got to do it like this. That's hard for a lot of people to handle. And many people are going to fight change. And we come from a country where we're told we have all these freedoms and all these liberties, and our dumbasses think that that means that we don't have to do certain things for the greater good. Speaking of that, let's get back into that. So I'm gonna have to change this. It's gonna be on gender, on skincare, on stupid shit in my school. I'm gonna have to change the whole thing. Speaking of that, have you seen the videos where uh, some people have been taken off the flights? Like, the airlines are restricting, people from being going on flights because they're being seen as domestic terrorists. Right. Yep, yep. We would have back in the day. We would have just been outside. Yeah. Have you seen it in there? Like, wait a minute. I saw one video where they were taking a guy out, didn't let him off, wasn't let him on the plane. My daughter was showing me, and he was like, "Y'all treat me like I'm a black man." And that was not the funniest statement ever. He was like, "Y'all treat me like a black man." So you telling on yourself, right? So you understand how we are treated, but you want that status quo to stay because that means that you on top. See, that's the thing. The And did you see how many lawmakers are being investigated now and told they need to resign? Did y'all see these lawmakers that are involved? Did you hear that there's some representative that they are saying sent out how to get, the route to get how to get to the chambers and stuff? Did y'all hear that? They're calling for resignations to stop. Because, see, here's the thing. I don't know what they thought they was going to do. I honestly don't. Now, let's first talk about the Capitol Police. Let's just have a conversation about the Capitol Police before I have to get off. If you think about it, I understand how this went down like this. Because if you think about it, the Capitol Police pretty much have the easiest police force ever. I mean, pretty much they're just there to like make sure that people, when they're coming to tour the Capitol and everything, stay behind the barriers and things like that. They are the Keystone Cops. Let's just be honest. They've had very cushy jobs. Let's just be honest. The Capitol, they ain't out here on these streets. That's a cushy ass job if you think about it. So to be confronted with that, so to be confronted with that, right? Because so okay, so let's go with the timeline of things. So so to be confronted with that, that wasn't their ministry. That ain't their ministry, y'all. That ain't their ministry at all. Especially once inside of there. Think about it. Their lives have been just kind of chilling. I'm gonna ride this out to retirement. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, so anyway, I'm just trying to put that out there for people. Come on now. Now, let's get back. Now, let's talk about this whole freedom of speech thing that they losing their fucking mind about. So here's the things, you know, we know that that guy, he's been banned on social media. We also know that that website, that social media for them, that parlor thing has been shut down because they're running their, because see, parlor wasn't a separate entity doing its own thing. It was running through Amazon. It was using Amazon servers because a lot of companies use Amazon servers to run their stuff. Everybody didn't know that. We didn't know that, but that's how most of them run through, because Amazon is a motherfucking beast out here. Amazon owns some of these servers that they're using. So Amazon shut them down. Boop, boop. You can't use our stuff anymore. Boop, boop, boop. Then the Play Store and Apple Store said, "Oh, but you can't have your shit on here." Boop, boop, boop. Now he's complaining, like, because first when he was told he couldn't be on, you know, I think it was first the place, something first happened, and he's like, I'm gonna, oh no, they shut him off, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to another, I'm gonna do something different, you know, we're gonna use a different server company, you know, to hold, because what it is like when you're doing stuff like that, you have a server company that is holding you, that you basically, like, that's your building. You've rented this building from this company to run your business off of because they have the infrastructure. Well, he can't get no infrastructures right now. And then on top of it, he can't put the app out because Google and Apple has said, no, this app is no longer on here. He's talking about, they've tanked my business. Sucks to be motherfucking you. Um, Here's what's happening, which is so beautiful. Because they were so emboldened, because they think that this man is going to save them, they put everything out there for everybody to see. They have put themselves out there. They can sue Amazon. Here's the thing about it. People don't read their contracts fully. They don't read their terms of service. Companies have the right. See, they keep talking about free speech and shit. Free speech is about government. It is not about business entities. Business entities have the right to have rules. That's their terms of service. That's some contracts we sign with them that we don't read every goddamn thing that's on there. I promise you, you know. Right. Hey, Didi. So they have the right to say you can't use it. Let's talk about it. We know this happens all the time because of Facebook jail. I done been in Facebook jail. Now I haven't been in years, but when my content was very adult oriented and about subjects of, you know, more of an adult nature on Facebook, on one of my Facebook pages, I got shut down so many times. People reported me all the time. And I had to deal with that because it's Facebook and that's part of their terms of service. They have the right to take you out. They have the right to suspend your account. They have the right to do, hell, Google tell you that all the time. Listen, Google, we know this on YouTube. If you get if you get copyright strike, if you get certain things on your account, they terminate your account. What, you think y'all couldn't get that shit done? You think y'all were too good? Y'all thought that shit couldn't happen to you? It happens to people all the fucking time. It is a business. They don't owe you any space. They don't owe you anything. They are allowed, they created this business and you're using their business for free. I mean, right? Right, honey. They got screenshots of their threats and everything. So the thing here's what I want to see what's gonna happen on the inauguration day. Because see, they let y'all got away with that shit that one time, but you think that they gonna let y'all get away with that shit again? You think they gonna let that happen again? Okay, bet that. Go and try that shit again. The next time they gonna shoot you motherfucking asses. Them rubber bullets gonna come out. Y'all gonna be sitting there, because they're going to shoot you. And they might not use rubber bullets because y'all coming armed. Y'all coming with guns and shit. Y'all coming coming with the threat to the American government. You're coming to, wait a minute, let's get this right. Y'all coming for the president? Okay, try that shit. At that point, your president is done. Whatever y'all think that great white hope is going to do for y'all, he ain't. He can't. And guess what? All of y'all are doing all this. And guess what he about to go do? He about to go play some golf and pray that nothing happens to him. That's what he about to do. That's what he about to do. Because y'all are putting all their hopes and dreams on a man who lost. This ain't no third world country where y'all can do some coup and take over the government. I don't know what y'all thought y'all was. I don't know what did they really what y'all thought this was gonna happen. Y'all thought this was gonna happen because the reality is, if it had gone further than that, there'd have been more deaths. Because if it had gotten any worse, if they had gotten into the chambers and had taken hostages, because that's basically what they was trying to do. Let's just be honest. They were trying to take over the Capitol. They were trying to take hostages. They were saying they was coming for Pence. Oh, y'all done watched too many damn movies. That's the issue. They've been watching too many fucking movies. They thought they was gonna do some shit, and Olympus wasn't gonna fall like they did in the movies. Olympus was not gonna fall. Not with y'all. Y'all ain't even technologically savvy enough. Y'all came in there like savages, and y'all thought y'all was gonna do this, and now you want to cry because they're catching you all. See, y'all thought y'all was all gonna be in this big mass of people, and they weren't gonna be able to catch them. They weren't gonna catch nobody. Good luck on that. Are y'all still here? Because I know I had a little glitch. Now y'all mad because we live in a world of technology, and the technology is being used against you, and now y'all shit is going down. Y'all writing up, I'm so sorry, I just got caught up in the moment. Well, now you about to get caught up on that unemployment line, on that, on that mug shot. You're gonna get caught up on a lot of things now. Good for you. I'm so glad for you. Mm-mm-mm. So all of that big balling, I can say whatever I want. See, the other thing is you do have freedom of speech, but those words can be used against you. They haven't heard that. What did you say? Can be used against you in a court of law. They never heard that part of the Miranda Act. What you say can be used against you in a court of law. So all those words that they put out there that everybody can just screenshot and they can pull them up and say what they said, those are your words that are going to be used against you in a court of law, y'all. It will be interesting to see how deep the fallout comes from this. It will be interesting because it is. So I don't know if I'm talking to myself because I could have been kicked out. I don't know, because sometimes YouTube kicks me out. So stop talking. Okay, so I did all that. So let me do my last thing, which is spray my face with some water. This is my favorite, the Palmer's coconut oil, coconut water facial mist. I'm almost done with it. I'm trying to be better about using stuff up. So I'm using this one up. So my face is nice and hydrated for the day. It's nice and hydrated for the day, y'all. I don't see, this is what I'm saying. I don't see any. So if y'all leaving me chat, I can't see none of it. So anyway, skincare is done. I gotta be in, well, I start, oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So anyways, skincare is done. I gotta email some parents. Because some of my kids ain't been coming to school. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all not coming to school now? What's up with that? What's up with that? Y'all not coming to school now? Okay, so. What's up with that? Y'all not coming to school now? See, I can't see y'all chatting. I'm just got on here. Let me see. I promise y'all. See, this is what happens. YouTube. YouTube don't love me. YouTube don't love me. I'm looking at all y'all chat right now. So let me say hi to y'all. Hey. So I'm getting on here. Some said go look and see what people are saying. Right? Oh, I didn't know the PGA got rid of him. Girl, I can't see none of this. Let me go look at what y'all been saying. Okay. I want money now to start their own. They want money now to start their own news channel. Good luck with that. They got Fox. Now, Didi, I did say that is that he's very Hitler-like. He really is. And however, we will see what happens in the next few years. Right? 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 Girl, yeah, you was, I know you was. Okay, see, because I couldn't see that. Okay, you have to see what I'm saying, Helen, because I couldn't see none of this chat. Like when I look here, I see no chat. So I'm looking over here, seeing y'all chat. So let me catch up and then because I gotta go in a few minutes. Because what time is it? Oh yeah, I gotta go in a few minutes. Right. Yeah. Here's the thing is that yes, Hitler was able to come back into power, but the German systems were so much different, and because of Hitler so many systems have been changed, even in our country, not to say that Roosevelt was a bad president, but that's why they did term limits on presidencies, was because of how Roosevelt was running the country for folk, so and that's why they want to impeach him so that he can't run again. And I think that's what's going to happen. And I think that's part of the reason why they're coming for the elected officials that they're saying were complicit and involved with what was happening, so that they can remove them before the vote comes in, so that you ain't got those people dissenting. Because there's a lot of Republicans that are going to agree to it. There's a lot of Republicans that are going to agree with impeaching him because it went too far. This was insane. And the things that he came out of his mouth and the way these people reacted to it, you can't have somebody like that with the ability to try to come in and go again. Oh yeah, a lot of things. Listen, Trump is a terrible businessman. Trump is known for doing things like putting small businesses out of business. Every time he does a big project, like here in Chicago, the Trump Tower and stuff, a lot of companies went bankrupt because of him, because he doesn't pay his subcontractors. He does these big projects as the gent contractor, but he doesn't pay his subs correctly. They do the work, he doesn't pay them out, and they wind up, because it was quite a few, they said, went bankrupt because of him and had to go out of business because of him. He's terrible. He's a terrible person. And that's why I was like, y'all let him run the country? He done ran too many businesses out of business. And so now the thing is that now all these people are sitting here and watch, here's what's going to happen. We're going to hear so many crying people when they really understand that he can't help y'all now. When they really understand, because whatever he could do now, he got a few more days until they get him out. After that, y'all on your own. He can say what the fuck he want to. You can say what the fuck you want to. But he can't help none of y'all. So states gonna be putting charges on y'all, all kinds of stuff. Right. Yeah. Yeah, Atlantic City hates him. He don't pay nobody. He has ruined companies. And no one wants, and they don't understand that. And yes, he knows how to spin it. What he is he's a good spin master. And what he did was he tapped into the lowest forms of their base emotions. He hit on those things that some of these people believe in, that they are being disenfranchised, and all of these things that just says that, oh, you ain't on top, and you just don't have like what, and you still got white privilege, but you want to pretend like, oh my God, I'm being so harassed and I'm losing so much, when you ain't lost a goddamn thing. Right. And I don't understand how he had black, Mexican, poor folks following behind him. When has Donald Trump ever done anything for anybody? When has Donald Trump in his personal life, when has he cared about poor people? When has he cared about anybody but anybody who was supposedly on his level, a celebrity or something? When has he done that? Never. And now all of a sudden y'all think he the great white hope? That's why y'all dumbasses is losing everything because of him. So in essence, Donald Trump is doing exactly what Donald Trump does. He ruins people's lives, and they dumbasses won't even see it. They dumbasses gonna be in there like, what? How did this happen? Oh my God. I can't believe this is happening. Not in America. Welcome to America, because actually this is America, and you can't do this shit in America. See, y'all can't go, and then they're gonna say they like Tiananmen Square in China. No, motherfuckers, you are not. We don't live in a repressive government. We have all these fucking liberties, and y'all sitting up here what celebrities hate him now, but he did have hey, he was kind of, he was chill back in the day. So now y'all gonna find out where we really are. We that country. They gonna come for you, and they gonna, just like any other country, when you try to see, here's the thing, failed coups, y'all bet they need to read up. When your coup attempt fails, every country shut your ass down. Now, luckily you in America, because in any other countries, they would come to your door, your ass wouldn't even have, you gonna get a trial and shit here. See, in other countries, they might put your ass in some like, subpar jail, and you are never seen again, because you are considered an insurrectionist. You are considered a revolutionary in their country. Hell, some of them just pull your ass out and shoot you. So be happy that you fucking live in America with all these fucking liberties and all these things that bind us together. Because if you didn't, other countries would have shot y'all asses where you stood. And that's the reality of it. So why you screaming and shit? That's the reason why y'all are still walking these streets, why your families aren't being persecuted right now, is because you live in America. Because other countries, you'd have done that shit and went down like that. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. So now, America's going to do it America's way. They're going to blackball your ass. So see, that's what I said on my Facebook page. This ain't about free speech. Ain't nobody taking your free. See, this is called being blackballed. This is like being in the McCarthy era, when they was blackballing folks for being communists. Remember, see, y'all need to read y'all history. See, we blackball you. We take everything. America takes everything away from you. They let you live, but your survival is going to be real, real, real slim. It's going to be real, yeah. That's what's going to happen. And that's what they finding out. Because for a long time, we Google shit. And what's going to happen is people going to be trying to get jobs in the next year or two. Employers Google you. Their name going to come up. No, we don't want you. No, we don't want you. How long before Melania files for divorce? I give her 60 days. I won't be surprised Melania gonna be gone soon after the presidency is over. Melania probably low-key got her paperwork already. I mean, Okay, y'all, it is 7:46. Let me get off of here. I gotta let my kids in for my advisory. Actually, type up my final finally, and be gone. That's only gonna take me like 20 minutes though. All right, y'all. Oh, that's a good thing. Stay and then get it all. That's a good one. That's a good one, Tara. You're right. She should stay and get it all. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I gotta throw some clothes on. Act like I'm a teacher. Y'all know how it is. All right. Y'all have a great day. I will see y'all later at some point. I think I got a video I'm posting up today. This was just impromptu. You know I'm impromptu. This is my channel. I'm impromptu like a motherfucker. So we had an impromptu conversation. Bye, cousin. Bye, cousin. See you later.